Hello and welcome to the North Valley's Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Thomas O'Boyle.
And I'm Joloyce Egbert-Palmer with Realty One Group Eminence, and welcome to our show.
Exactly, and we have some beautiful blue skies finally.
Yay! Yes, first day I have not smelled smoke, and it's fantastic.
It is. It's
and the
nice.
wind's blowing, which is just keep blowing it out of here.
Right, exactly, and it's cooler temperature and things are
Yes.
feeling well out there.
Yes, it's very beautiful today. I've driven in and out of town, and it seems like the whole valley, all the way to Reno and Sparks, it's really blue skies. It's just gorgeous today.
And that's good with the kids having fall break coming.
Yes, that will be just absolutely great.
So I say it every week, but we really do have a lot going on. There's a lot of construction going on, and we got some websites on that.
Well, yeah, and in addition to the construction going on, we're just going to add some more construction, not right away, but RTC, this was back in March, they had a planning session for the connector that's going to come from Lazy 5 over on Pyramid, just off of Highland Ranch Parkway, and connect Lemon Valley to the North Valleys. Not going to happen, earliest would be 7 years, but it's still going to be a while before that happens, but now they have several routes. We've got some that you can see on the screen. If you have any questions, you can call RTC, but it's in the works. Eventually that will connect Spanish Springs and the North Valleys. So in addition to the 19-year plan with Spaghetti Bowl and moving north
Right.
to Stead and then on into Cold Springs, we will have that connector going on too. So there's just gonna be construction everywhere.
Right, and a lot of people, including myself, we don't want the construction or we complain about the construction, but when you look at the long-term plan, it really is going to open up the area.
We have to have it. We have to accommodate all the traffic that's coming.
It is, yeah.
And it's going to be a mess for a while, and everybody just needs to be patient and,
Right.
not drive 80 miles an hour down the road. I mean, there's just
Yeah,
more
it's
and more
smart
traffic.
55, and we really need to be going 55.
Right,
You don't know
you know.
who's out there working and
And-
when they're working.
And we're getting more and more stores and things like that. There was an accident today right there at Walgreens in Lemon
Yes.
Valley. So, we really have to pay attention.
So, and then we have the other website that shows the mapping of the area and what they're going to be doing to connect it.
Right, there are several routes proposed there that you can see on the screen. If you have any questions, you can call RTC and find out what's going on. Or if you have input, that would be great too. I'm sure there'll be more planning sessions as we go through, because it's not going to be, earliest is going to be 7 years.
Right.
Longest term could be 20.
Exactly. And we have the free dump days have started. We already had the one weekend of it, so we're putting that up on the screen as well.
Yes, and that's going to be the 24th, 25th, and 26th. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right. All
And
3
then
days.
next week, we're already in October, hard to believe. The 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are the last free dump days for this year. That is ongoing. Oh, last week we had the schedule up there as far as what you could take to the dump
Right.
and what was allowed, what wasn't allowed. If you have any questions, you can always email us at Sierra Pine Studios 775@gmail.com.
And, it's, the other thing to me that's crazy is we're now hitting episode 18 together. We're moving
Yeah,
along.
we're 4.5 months into this, and it's fantastic.
it
We're getting
is.
quite a following.
We are, and I love what we're doing, and we still have big announcements coming soon, and we can't talk about that still yet, but we're even going to be growing more soon.
Right, and if you have questions, just email us again at that same address, Sierra Pine Studios 775@gmail.com, for any of the things that you've heard on the air or any questions from our guests.
Exactly. Or questions about houses for Joloyce, absolutely. So every week we talk about 4 houses and we highlight the one each week. We feature one home. And this week, a big, giant 47-acre in Red Rock. It's just immaculate.
It's immaculate, and it is a horse lover, horse trainer's dream. It has arenas, it has pens. If you wanted to hold an event there or a clinic, you could do that. You can rope cattle. It's got holding pens for roping cattle out of the pens, out of the chutes. And your home sits above this, so you can look at the pastures that the horses are in. It's got a 5-stall barn. It's got hot and cold running water in the stalls. Let's just go see this and hear what this fabulous home is.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Our featured home is MLS 2001-2244, located in Red Rock at 115 Columbia Hill Court. It's listed by Devin Scruggs of Dixon Realty. Asking price is $750,000. Horse owners and trainers, look no further. Bring the livestock and all the toys to this 47.5-acre fully fenced and cross-fenced turnkey property. At a 2,245 square foot single level home, and this estate offers everything owners or trainers need for any equine discipline. The home features a modern open floor plan with views to die for. Enjoy the sunsets from your hot tub and keep an eye on your multiple arenas, barn, loafing shed, and pastures as your home sits majestically overlooking it all. And best yet, no HOAs. Walk down the hill to your 5-stall 40 by 60 barn master barn where your horses can move right in. There's a 16-foot breezeway complete with 2 tack rooms, 1 heated with running water, indoor wash racks, also with hot and cold water, Nelson waters and rubber mats in all of the stalls, and storage for 150 bales of hay. It just doesn't stop there. Riders and horses can warm up in the 50-foot round pen, or trainer, hunters, jumpers, or dressage in the 90 by 222-foot arena with the state-of-the-art equal-off footing, sand and rubber, which allows riding year-round as the snow melts fastest in this arena. If you are a rider or trainer who enjoys team sorting, penning, cutting, reining, or Western pleasure rail work, 2 additional arenas contain alleys and holding pens, great for gatherings, clinics, and so much more. One arena is 140 by 252 feet with alleys on 2 sides. The second is 102 by 102 with holding pens ready for working cattle. Plenty of on-site parking for trailers and RVs, room to expand for hosting clinics or events, and no HOAs to limit your dreams. Want to go on a relaxing early morning ride or sunset ride? Just saddle up and explore the trails out your backyard into BLM land, just steps away. Want to explore the area? You're just a short trailer haul to the Sierra Mountains. At the end of the day, your horses can enjoy their downtime and relax in pastures, complete with a 32 by 12 foot loafing shed. This unique equine property has it all for your next adventure. Bring the horses and your 4-wheel toys and you're ready to go. If you decide you need more room, build another house. Zoning allows for another home. Put this one on your list.
Yeah, Joloyce, that is a horse lover's dream, 47 acres, but it's not even just that it's a horse property, you get everything.
Yes, you can have events there, you can have training clinics, trainers could come from all over. It's just a fantastic house, and it's built with the horse person in mind. It's just definitely an equine
It's
facility.
amazing, and you can make the money on the side by doing the boarding and things like that because you have everything there.
Right, even when the snow comes with that sand and rubber arena,
Yes.
that the snow melts really, really quick off that one arena. So you can ride
amazing.
and practice almost all year long there.
Yeah, it really is a nice house.
It is beautiful.
It's one of my top favorites
Yeah.
so far that
And
we've
sit in
done.
a hot tub and overlook all the things going on
Right?
below.
How beautiful. So in this segment, every week, this is where we talk about the stats and what's going on and how things are selling. So I will let you handle that part of things.
Alrighty, so we're gonna go to closed sales first. So the week of 9/12, we're pretty consistent. We had 19 closings, and on the 19th, we had 18 closings. Week of the 21st, which was Monday, we have a total of 24 closings. We're still short inventory there. So we need more sellers to put their home on the market. They're just being gobbled up just right and left. But we're having good stats for what the inventory is. And then average days to contract, a little longer, but that's because we have some new builds in there as well, because it takes them a long time for the foundation. They're usually 120 days to build, so some of that is a mix in there. Typically, if you have a resale, they're flying off the handle, off the shelf, if they're priced right at, between 2 and 5 days, they're in contract. But this one is 38 days. As of the 21st, we're 31 days to contract, so still in a month's time frame. They're going pretty quickly. So if you're thinking about buying a house, you need to get out there and write a contract really soon. And rates are really low. They're 3%. So, great credit scores, you can probably get a great 3%, 30-year fixed rate. Then we go to the median sold price, and this is just for the smaller subdivisions, not the larger parcels. But for the week ending 9/19, we had $512,500 as a median price, dropped a little bit as of Monday, $405,000. Again, that has to do with inventory. So as those prices there in Silver Knolls, Red Rock, and Rancho Haven, they fluctuate, so they could be priced at $450,000, and there could be some at $800,000, so that's all in the mix. So right now, we're at $405,000, down a little bit. And then we come to the regular subdivisions from Golden Valley all the way to Cold Springs, and week ending 9/21, we're $312,000. There were some higher priced properties a few days before that, 9/19, so $346,500. So we're just kind of up and down, depending what's coming on the market. Some of them this week I'm seeing are a little higher priced. We're seeing $350,000 to $390,000 in the area here. So some bigger homes coming on. So the prices the following week probably be a little higher.
You know, as we've been talking about, things aren't staying on the market long, and prices are fluctuating depending on what is on the market, and Reno proper is definitely higher than what Cold Springs or the North Valleys would be.
Right. We are many thousands of dollars different than Spanish Springs across over the hill.
Yeah.
And even into Reno, South Reno, we are a lot different. So we're a bargain out here.
It is, and this is the place to buy right now before it's too late, because they're going
You know,
quickly.
once they start going up, we're starting to see some regular subdivision homes, topping, 400, 405 this week, so.
Now's the time
Now's
to
the
buy.
time.
All right, exactly. All right, we'll be back after this with our guest of the week. As a seller, you want three things. 1, to get your home sold quickly. 2, to move on with your life with the most amount of money possible. And 3, with the least amount of hassle. Let's chat over a cup of coffee so you can begin your next journey. Call or text Joloyce today to schedule your free consultation. 775-720-3341, NRED S169631.
Our next home is MLS 2000-12870 in Woodland Village at 17650 Little Peak. It's listed by William Callos of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Asking price $349,900. This beautiful home shows pride of ownership, and a white fence greets you as you arrive at the property. Located on a cul-de-sac, this home has 5 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. Lots of room in this 2,016 square foot 2-story home with custom window coverings throughout. Entertaining is a breeze with the large living and dining room. Upstairs is a bonus room, would make a great getaway to read a book, plus nice size walk-in closet in the owner's suite and oversized bathroom. The kitchen opens up to a family room, and the slider takes you out to the custom-built fenced patio and deck. The rest of the backyard is easy maintenance, plus a large storage shed. Need RV access? This home has a concrete drive to the RV gate and plenty of room for some of the largest RVs and room for your toys. Put this one on your list to see today.
I'd like to welcome my guest today, and it's Todd Bonnet. He's the sales manager at Gateway Mortgage, has tons of experience, 32 years in the business. And today we're going to talk about lot loans and construction loans, mainly because now going into fall, if you're thinking about building that dream home, you're not going to get anybody to construct it or even draw you plans probably this year. So now's a great time to start planning. So what would you tell us about lot loans? What are they, bare ground, or do they have power to them, or what are you looking at when you finance some of that?
Well, great question, Joloyce. The lot loan program is designed for that vacant lot. So no well, no septic. The utilities need to be present if we're within that district, but we don't have to have them on the lot at time of closing. So the program's designed, it's a 20-year amortization, so it spreads that payment out over the course of 20 years. And then it has a balloon at the end of 2 years. And the reason for that is for us to go in behind that and do that construction loan for them. So we kind of offer it as a package. The 2-year gives the clients sufficient time to go ahead and meet with their contractor, design the plans, get the contract together, and then we can move forward with that close.
Right, because sometimes it takes a while once you decide on your dream home and your dream lot. It takes a while to get a contractor. You might want to interview 3 or 4 contractors, and with all the craziness that's going on, a lot of the contractors are extremely busy. It might take them a year to get to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
You
The program, I'll tell you some of the details, Joloyce, is it's a 25% down on the vacant lot.
Okay.
And then of course, as the construction comes into play, we can build in the well and septic or bringing the utilities across as necessary. But a 25% down payment. And so it keeps it pretty reasonable for the folks out there that are already having a primary residence, or perhaps they're looking to build a second home on that lot at some point in time in the future.
Okay, so maybe, the kids are getting to where they want to take care of parents. They could build like a mother-in-law quarters on the lot, so a second home not attached to the primary as well.
Right, yeah, they could have an accessory dwelling on it, provided that the zoning allowed for it, certainly.
Okay, and what about these larger parcels, 10, 20, 30, 40 acres? Are you financing, like up to 40 acres?
Well, I wish we were. The program's currently capped at a maximum of 20, which would work for the majority of our parcels unless we got out into some of those larger ones, out Warm Springs, out in that area towards Pyramid.
Okay, well, great. So you can finance the well and the septic, because the well is fairly expensive once you put down the casings and things like that. It's like $35 a foot once you start drilling. And then you have to have a pump house. Typically you want that protected because you don't want it out in the weather. So, and especially, depending on the type of water you get, you might want to put a water softener, or, most of the places I've seen, like a small pump house.
That's absolutely correct. The construction loan would make provision for that. We wouldn't include the well or septic on the lot initially. That would be once we roll into the construction loan, we would go ahead and account for well, septic, an engineered septic if necessary. And then certainly the water purification systems are available as well.
Now, what about some of this newer, well, it's not really new, but we're seeing a lot more of it. What about solar or backup generators? Are you financing those into as well?
Absolutely. Solar or a backup genset. If we have something that's off the grid, that would be a possibility as well. Actually, Fannie and Freddie would require, if they were off grid, they would require a secondary source of power. So it would be solar with a backup genset, something of that nature.
Okay, because some of these places, get very, very far away from the electric poles. And that's another high cost factor. It's many thousands of dollars to bring the power to the property. Plus, typically the property has to have its own its transformer. So it has all your dials and everything so that the power company can go out and read that.
That's exactly correct. Yeah, the power company, if they need to string line or poles, and then depending on how far away you are, certainly a transformer, it can get expensive. But depending on where that power is available to the lot, that could be included as we move forward with the construction.
Okay, well, how long would the construction loan be? Say you're building a sizable house, say 2,500 to 3,000 square feet. What are you looking at? Are you looking at maybe a year build out, or?
That's exactly correct. We have 2 different programs. We have a traditional program with our conforming loan limits that would cap off at $510,400. Or if we're beyond that, we cap off at $2 million on the construction loan.
Wow.
So, and each of those have a term up to a year.
So you can build a really dream home property up to that price.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, up to $2 million. And of course, that's just the loan amount, not inclusive of any down payment or equity that the borrower may have on the lot.
Okay, so that's over and above. So you've got 25% at least because you bought the land with 25% down.
Right.
And so you're over and above that, so that's added to that to give you equity. So by the time you're through building, you may have a lot more equity than the 25%.
You absolutely would. The beauty of it is that we anticipate that lot to continue to grow in value over the course of that 2-year time frame. Now, on the conforming loans, it's available for a primary residence or a second home. And on a primary residence, the borrower can actually get a construction loan up to a 95% loan to value. So
Wow.
a very minimal down payment. Or if they're going to do a second home, the maximum loan amount would be up to a 90% loan. On the jumbo product, the one with the $2 million limit, it has a maximum loan to value of 85% or only 15% down on a primary, or on a second home would be at an 80% loan to value.
Oh, those are pretty generous figures given, second homes and additional homes on the property. So it's a 30-year loan, or does part of that construction take part of that 30 years away?
Well, no, the construction, we call it a one-time close. So basically we qualify the borrower for the permanent loan to take that construction loan out. There would be 2 sets of documents for them to sign, the construction documents initially. And then when we modify that construction loan into the permanent loan, traditional financing would be available up to 30 years, starting at the time of modification. So 30-year fixed rate.
Okay, so that is really, really good to know. Rates are down for residential financing right now. So what is a typical, say you get a construction loan, what would be a typical interest rate?
Well, it's driven by a couple of factors, loan to value and then the credit scores. On the lot loans, I'll start with that. On the lot loans, between 700 and 739 on a credit score would put them at a rate today of about 6 3/4, and that's just on the lot. If they had an excellent FICO score of 740 or greater, that would reduce by 1/4 down to 6.5% on the lot loans. On the construction loans, the interest rate, if we're less than 300,000 on the loan amount, the rate would be at 3.95, and if we're greater than 300,000, it would put them at 3.7 on the conforming, so up to the 510.4 on the loan amount. On the jumbo, they're the lesser of those two at 3.7.
Oh,
And that interest rate, Joloyce, it's interest only during the course of construction.
oh, that's even better. Todd, you've given us such a great amount of information. If you need to talk to somebody about lot loans, construction loans, Todd's the one to talk to. He's been around a long time doing this. Give him a call at Gateway, and his number is on the screen, so you can give him a call as well as his email. Thanks for being my guest today, Todd, and we'll chat soon.
Joloyce, thanks so much for having me. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If you're looking to build a home, we have 3 lots you might want to take a drive by and see. The first 2 lots are MLS numbers 20,055.19 and 20,055.23 on 0 Wendell Lane in Red Rock near the cross street of Deer Lodge. Listed by Cindy Brenner of Kirsch Realty, the asking price is $80,000 and $75,000. These parcels are just a little over 10 acres each, and they also can be purchased together for $150,000, which would give you almost 22 acres of land. Both lots are wooded with views of the mountains and valleys. If you drive out to see these, green posts mark all 4 corners. Third lot is MLS number 2000-12458. It's in Rancho Haven at 170 Marshall Road. Listed by Alexander Cleary of Realty One Group Eminence. The asking price is $60,000. This lot has mountain views and it's mostly level. Build your custom home and barn for your horses. It is near a power pole. Drive out and take a look at this one, just 20 minutes north of Cold Springs.
Realty One Group Eminence is opening doors across the globe. One home, one dream, one life at a time. If you're looking to buy or sell, call or text Joloyce Egbert-Palmer at 775-720-3600. 3341. And tune into her show every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on CSTV's Facebook page. NRED S169631.
Our last home of the day is MLS number 2000-12421. It's in Golden Valley's North Star Ranch subdivision, located at 8112 Fire Opal Lane. Listed by Alexander Cleary of Realty One Group, Eminence. The asking price is $463,500. This home sits on over a third acre, actually 0.38, with 4 bedrooms and 3 baths with 2,372 square feet in a hard-to-find single-story home, plus a 3-car garage. It is move-in ready. There is new laminate floors and updated paint. The living area has gas log fireplace to keep you cozy in the winter. There are ample-sized bedrooms throughout. Entertain in your gorgeous landscape yard and full sprinklers front and back. You definitely want to put this on your list to see today.
All right, welcome back to the North Valley's Real Estate Show. Again, I'm your host, Thomas O'Boyle.
And I'm Joloyce Egbert-Palmer with Realty One Group Eminence, your
And-
co-host.
And Joloyce, we had a good show today. We had a lot going on with construction. We had a good guest with you on Zoom today.
Yeah, construction and lot loans, that's, now is a good time to really start that planning, because with everybody so busy here, contractors and home builders, to get a home and get your lot selected, it's probably gonna take you maybe a year to 18 months to realize that dream to completion. So now's a good time to start planning and looking at, lots if you're wanting to build on them, take a look and see what's in the area. The land's going pretty quickly too.
And that's why I thought that was a great guest for the week, because some people want to do that and have that, blank canvas, basically.
Right, and they've owned maybe a couple of homes and now they're ready to build their dream home, maybe retire there, or even have an experience with animals for the kids, like 4-H or FFA, that type of thing. So that's really, really a great experience, and now's the time to start planning.
Exactly. And as we prepare to wrap up the show, there's 2 more things we wanted to talk about or cover this week. We wanted to talk about the early voting.
Yes, we have early voting. Washoe County has released the information that there will be 15 early voting places, and that starts October 17th through the 30th. We've got that on the screen so you can get the information, and they will tell you where. It's actually a drop-down when you go to the website. And then voting, in-person voting on November 3rd, General Election Day, will have 29 places to vote.
Yeah, and my wife and I will vote early and vote in person, because it's just what we feel as a veteran I need to do is vote in person. It's
Right,
my
I'll be-
thing, and everybody has their own.
Right, and I'll be voting early as well.
Right. And we definitely wanted to give a big shout out to Stephanie and Sarah from this past Saturday for the big Cold Springs cleanup. That went amazingly well.
It did. I was driving out of the valley to show property, and they had so many helping hands on the road and cleaning up our area. Just big kudos. Thank you so much for organizing that.
Yeah, and Keep Chucky Meadows Beautiful, they were a big help in that with the cleaning up the needles. I personally couldn't believe how many needles and sharps that they found throughout the area.
Right, there's just so many, and it protects everyone in the area, so I'm glad everybody that came out and helped, thank you so much, and for organizing it for Sarah and
as
Stephanie.
a parent of 4 kids, I think it's just great, because my kids get out and play and bike ride and all that stuff.
Right, so we don't need all the stuff on the road that they can get into or hurt with, so that was just a great community event.
Absolutely. All right, so one last time, if you have any questions for us on the show, today's guest for the lot sales and the land, or Joloyce herself, you can email us at sierrapinestudios775@gmail.com. And again, every week, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.